When you look at the sign of yin and yang, that's everything in life. Because yin and yang shows you light and dark. Here's the thing with success. Every time there's success, you have to be prepared for the darkness. So anytime something happens good to you, you have to sort of now look out for what's going to anchor that, because you can't have sunshine without darkness. A lot of times when people get to success and don't know that the darkness is coming, that's when you see them trip and fall.
Yeah.
The Oscars, when people win an Oscar, the ultimate darkness is they may not work again. But you've gone to the mountaintop. You can look at it. It's almost like a algorithm. It's like when they win that big trophy, something happens. If they don't shake it off quick, they can't get back into the game. And so that's the one thing I always constantly prepare myself for. If something great happens, just be prepared for whatever the bullshit is going to come along with. I tell people all the time, appreciate the failures. If you look at anybody who skyrockets in our business, that thing is tough. Like, I talked to a really famous friend of mine, calls me one day, just couldn't get his mind around things. And me, I'm like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, we were sitting on we ended up sitting on this boat, and he's looking out in the ocean, and he goes, I don't know what to do. I said, what the fuck else do you want to do? I just don't know where to go with my career. I said, let me explain something to you. We're on a $23 million boat. We're sitting in front of a $50 million house. What are you talking about? But I couldn't put myself in his head because he had lived on top of the world for so long, and then a couple of things happened and he felt like he wasn't. And I was like, I could tell you this. It's lonely at the top. He said, what you mean? I said, you know why it's lonely? You didn't take anybody with you when you went there.
My father, years ago, was put in jail for $25 worth of illegal substance. They put him in jail for 7 years. But they didn't understand that that father taught a young black kid in Texas how to swim. Taught me how to play tennis. I said, why I'm playing tennis? He said, because I don't want you to be limited. I want you to be able to go across the tracks and do whatever you want to do. And because of him teaching me not to have limits, here I am in this room with all of you.
You know what I want young people to get? I want them to get confidence, and I want them to think like I think. I think that there is nothing in the world that I could absolutely be. When we were in Atlanta, we did the Laugh-A-Palooza, and we do it every year. This was our best year because we're coming off of that Oscar, and we're coming right into this African-American community where these kids are looking, and we had the teens of comedy, these young guys with confidence and swagger and bravado. I said to all you kids in here, I want you to be able to think that every option is open. My grandmother taught me every option is open.
But she was my first acting teacher. She told me, stand up straight, put your shoulders back, act like you got some sense. We would go places and I would wild out, and she says, act like you've been somewhere. And then when I would act a fool, she would beat me. She would whoop me. And she could get an Oscar for the way she whooped me because she was great at it. And after she whipped me, she would talk to me and tell me why she whipped me. Said, I want you to be a Southern gentleman.
Right now, Jay-Z with money, I think they're leading by the example of like, you can still have fun, you can still kick your heels up, and you can still handle your business. Because when I look at those guys, I'm still, I still learn from them how they run business.
I wake up and do like this mental check system. I'm in this situation. I'm in a situation where I'm able to create, and that's my job. And then I look at what I could have been doing, and so I turn my light on. I say, I'm going to turn my light on no matter if I'm tired or if I'm whatever it is. I turn my light on, and that saves you, because a lot of people turn their lights off. Especially if you look at comedians, when they reach a certain plateau, and they've done so great, they start trying to look sexy and, trying to look good.
Involved.
Yeah, they start working out too much. It's weird. And then they turn their light off, and they're afraid to be goofy again. When I wake up, I said, I'm not going to be afraid to be goofy. I'm not going to be afraid to I'm not going to be afraid to challenge myself. And it's just a mental thing that you do when you wake up.
No matter where you start, you got the opportunity to change